Vichy, it's such a pleasure having you with us here in Vaikansee and today at the Ajax Stadion. Let's first talk about this year's event. It is your 22nd visit, but your first visit as a spectator rather than a player. So can you tell us a bit about how that feels and how it compares to being a player?
I enjoyed it a lot. It feels so natural to come back to Vaikansee every January. And at the same time, I got to really hang out with everyone, go for a walk, but without this constant tournament tension of having to prepare and think. That's got its own attractions and disadvantages, but I would say that this time was a very, very relaxed chance to visit, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, it felt so familiar coming back here, and yet, you don't have to play this evening.
Absolutely. Well, the players, they don't have that luxury. 4 rounds have been played. Round 5 is on the way. What were your thoughts on the games you saw? Did anything stand out to you?
Obviously, the 4th round was very special. If it is the exact same date that Anish beat Magnus 12 years back, that is an amazing coincidence. I'm not 100% sure of that, but is it the exact same date?
I
Okay,
think so, yes.
That is very cool indeed. And obviously, Praggnananda's performance against Ding was very impressive. And it shows that Abdusattor's performance as well, that there are some broader trends happening. The tournament has been exciting enough. Both the Masters and the Challengers, there have been very interesting things. Vamadam played an absolute masterpiece. So with the one with the Queen Sacrifice, then Tabataway's Peace blunder, and then winning the game. There's been a lot of fun action in both groups, and I think it's a great tournament. But I think this tournament stays relevant because it has this unique format, because it's large enough, 14 players, that you can accommodate a mixture of playing styles and playing strengths. And I think that creates its own energy, because you get a lot more dynamism, and people take more risks against each other. So if you only have the top group that develops into a certain kind of relationship, I think this format is one of the reasons that Vaikansee is the only traditional tournament which is still going so strong. And it's because of this angle that it's still a very interesting tournament to follow. It's a classical tournament that everyone waits for the whole year round.
Is it something you enjoyed as well when you were playing here?
I always found it very nice to play here. I've been coming here for so long, it's just part of my life, as I mentioned. So I've spent more Januaries outside Vaikansee than inside, if you take my lifespan. But, it's still a huge chunk. And it just feels nice. And I'm also very happy that Tata Steel is now having an event in Kolkata. So there's an extra dimension to that. But just all good things. It's very nice to be in Holland again and to watch this tournament.
Let's just talk briefly about today. Well, people see it in the backdrop. We are at the Johan Cruijff Arena. What did you make first of the venue and second of the games that are underway? Is there anything that stands out?
Look, the obvious thing to say is the Vaikansee chess tournament, so both Hohovens and then Chorus and now the Tata Steel version, is one of the great traditions in chess. And if you see what Johan Cruijff represents, then in a sense, we have a lot of sporting history and backdrop for the games, and I hope the players will be duly inspired.
And finally, let's talk, as we mentioned, you have spent a lot of Januaries in your lifetime here in Vaikansee. 21 times you've played, 20 times in the tournament, once the candidates match, you're a 5-time winner. Tell us a little bit just about your memories overall and your experience of all the months and months you spent here.
There have been lots and lots of memories, but 2 nice ones come to mind, both funnily enough from the first year. So the first year, when I unexpectedly found myself in the winners group, there was 4 of us tied, and I suddenly realized, though my parents had the optimism, ambition to put a tie in my suitcase, I didn't know how to wear it. So I went to one of the other winners, Predrag Nikolic, and quickly asked him if he could do it for me. We're talking 1989. You couldn't just do a video call with the parents and say, how do you put this thing on? And Predrag looked very surprised at this request, and then he said, okay, sure, come on in and things. So that was how I managed to get dressed up for the closing ceremony. And that was also my first pea soup of the thing. But there are lots of nice memories. What are the Tarantella, some of the nice games I played, the good results, but just the good times. I didn't have time to go for walks to Beverwijk and all this time. It was a bit short for that. And after a long time of very mild weather, it's been slightly cold even this time. So almost like the first years. But
you mentioned all the nice games you've played. I think you're being very humble. You know, you played so many incredible games here in Wijk aan Zee. Is there one that stands out to you?
Karjakin in 2006, I think is a game which is not as well known as the next one, but obviously the Levon Aronen one is probably something most people are familiar with because of the historical parallel with Rotlevi Rubinstein. I could go on. Let's stick to those two for the moment. There are many other lovely games. 2006 against Gelfand, which helped me to catch up to Topalov and win that edition. There are more, but we'll take that.
Very final question. Is there any chance we might see you playing here again in the future?
I kind of got the bug watching them play, even though I very much enjoyed not playing this year. Given a little bit of time to get ready, who knows? I would brave it once, I think. But it's very hard to commit to anything, so we'll see.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you here, Vishy. Thank you so much for taking the time for us, and we look forward to having you back, either as a fan or as a player, hopefully. Thank you, Vishy.
Thank you.